Okay, so this is a class, yoga class, recorded on Tuesday, the 24th of March, and it's the very first day when our whole country has gone into lockdown. And I offer this class to support us in just absorbing and processing this, and particularly in kind of calming our activation and agitation and anxiety that will be coursing through all of us. So I'm just going to invite you to lie down however your body wants to, or put yourself in a comfortable position. So if you've just joined the class since we started, welcome. I'm Padmadarshini. I'm teaching this from my bedroom in Manchester, and I'm just learning how to use Zoom, so I'm on a learning curve, so there may be some technical glitches, let's see. But I hope that this practice will record, and so it's available to anyone going forwards. So I'm just going to invite you to put yourself in a really comfortable, easy position, probably lying down, but sitting, any position is fine. And to take a few exhalations, breathing out through your mouth, maybe sighing out. And feel the shape your body is in, and feel your contact with the ground. So I'm imagining probably everybody like me is feeling quite a degree of anxiety, activation in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts. And what we want to do is resource ourselves, calm our nervous systems, feel all those feelings, the fear, anxiety, and but not find ways to not be overwhelmed, but to anchor, calm and ground. So I was listening to, there's a very good talk that Tara Brach is given, really worth checking out. She's just done it in I guess the last few days, and she tells a story of that Thich Nhat Hanh says of the Vietnamese boat people, that if they were in a boat and there was a storm and everybody panicked, they would all be lost. They'd all go down. But if they were in a boat and everybody but one person panicked, if one person could stay calm, that person could in a way influence everyone, bring everybody to calm, and they could all be saved or be okay. So maybe in a sense, these practices that we have of mindfulness, awareness, kindness, are a resource for ourselves, but also something we just take with us into our interactions with others. Yeah, maybe we can also just bear in mind all the people that are working really hard, the medical people, cleaners in hospitals, people delivering food and all that, just to hold all of that, as I'm sure we all are. So I just want to invite you to maybe just place your hands somewhere on your body that helps you to connect with yourself. You might want to breathe a little bit more deeply. Just feel that place. Feel yourself here. And don't know how many of us are there. There might be about 35 of us together here practicing in our various homes. We're on our own, most of us. Few of us are with family or friends in pairs, but we might be on our own, but we're sharing the same space, the same energy, if you like, in another way. So just to sense that. So let your awareness just come to touch your hands on your body, your breath, and feeling yourself here. So I'm going to change position and I'm going to be on my mat from now on. So whatever surface of your body is on the ground, just feel that contact. And then I'm going to suggest that we just do a little bit of stroking. So with your hands, anywhere that you feel like, you can just start to stroke your own body. Meet yourself with touch. And of course, it's one of the things that we're going to not be getting so much of, many of us. We're not going to be getting touch. So stroking your arms, your chest, your belly, contact of your hands with your hands, your legs. So just take what I'm saying as suggestions, make it your own. Feel free to take it your own way, follow your own track. And then if you're able to, you can bring your knees into your chest, cradle your arms around the knees. It can be the backs of your knees also. And take a little rocking movement. And then from there, you join your big toes. So keep your big toes touching and your knees, hands on the knees separately. So left hand on left knee, right hand on right knee, and you're going to circle. So if you're a little bit vulnerable in your lower back or your sacroiliac joint, make it a smaller movement. And keeping the big toes together offers a little bit more stability. And be in the shifting sensations. So sensations, awareness of sensations can really anchor us in the present moment, anchor our minds. I'm going to reverse the direction. So remember, you can always stop before I say. I'm going to reverse the direction again. So if you're working with tiredness or low energy or any fatigue conditions, just to really listen to that. And again, I'm going to change direction. And then I'm going to just see what it's like to release my arms, take my legs up in the air and gently shake them out. Really resting on my back body. I'm going to let my arms, if that's comfortable, I'm going to let my arms come up. Just a little shaking. So shaking movements, really good for discharging the build-up of stress hormones in our body. It's a natural thing that animals do. They shake after they've had a fear, fright. So I'm sure all of us have been, our nervous systems have gone into sympathetic freeze, fight, flight, freeze mode. And then just let your legs come down, take a moment. And take a few breaths where you breathe out through your mouth. Sigh out the breath. Maybe sounding it. And then I'm going to start slow movements with my head side to side, like a slow no. I've got my eyes closed. I'm dropping my awareness into the back of my head. And I'm pressing the back of my head. It feels good to just press a little bit, to feel the back of my head, the bone, the hardness of the skull. And then I'm going to start to open and close my mouth. Maybe a yawn. Maybe a sound, a sigh. Maybe you can move your jaw from side to side. Your tongue. This is. We've got a lot of muscles, something like 26 muscles that are involved when we yawn and open our mouth. We can have a lot of tension around this area. So again, I'm just rolling my head. And then just resting again. So I'm going to roll over and lie on my front. I'm going to take the blanket away from under my head. You can see what feels more comfortable, but I find it more comfortable on my neck to have nothing there. If this isn't comfortable, then you could put a cushion under your chest or your belly. So I'm let my arms rest and I'm breathing out my weight down into the floor. And I'm going to find a movement, a rocking movement of the pelvis. So a gentle rocking of the whole structure of my pelvis. You can feel into the sense of the bones. So you're rocking the bones side to side. I'm going to let the rocking subside. Just feeling my body on the ground. And then taking one leg up, the lower leg, I'm going to circle the lower leg. You can feel my pelvis rocking a little bit side to side. Make the movement as smooth as you can. Rhythmic, smooth movement, fluid movement helps calm the nervous system. And then reverse the direction. I'm going to take it into the ankle and find that movement of circling the foot from the ankle joint. Really resting on the front body. And reversing direction. And then back to circling the leg, previous movement I was with. Again, change direction. And then let that go. Just release the leg, let it rest. Take a moment there to notice the impact. The difference between the side that has been moving and the side that has yet to move. I notice I feel a bit more space in the groin, the front of the hip. My leg feels longer. And there's more sort of clarity in my contact with the floor. So I'm going to switch to the second leg and circle. So having been on the floor, hopefully you can feel your weight dropping a little bit more through the front of your body. When you're ready, changing direction. Somebody trying to phone me. Don't have to switch that off, sorry. Okay. And then taking it into the ankle. Reversing, a few times one way, a few times the other way. Every so often you can slide out. Let your belly, your chest rest into the floor, into the earth. And then back to circling the leg. A few times one way, a few times the other way. When you feel ready, you just let this leg rest back. The legs, both legs falling out away from your hips. Breathing your weight down into the ground. Let your exhalation draw you down. If you feel comfortable, you just slightly lengthen your exhale. Your belly, your abdominal organs resting against the ground. The front of your ribs and lungs resting on the ground. And we're going to continue by making as gentle as you can, as effortless as you can, transition to lie on your back. So one way to do it is just to come up on one elbow, slide your arm through and roll onto your back. You may want to have a bit of blanket under your head so that to support the weight to be on the centre of the back of your head. I'm going to start with we'll continue working a little bit with our hips and legs. So I'm going to start with my left leg, and I'm going to let my left leg fall to the side and then pick it up. I'm going to drop it to the side and pick it up. As I do that, I'm letting my pelvis rock. So as I drop my left leg to the side, my right buttock lifts off the floor, and I'm aware of that shifting of weight. The next time that my left knee comes up, I'm going to move my left foot out to the left. So moving it to the left so it's a bit wider out on your mat or your blanket, and then I'm going to let my left knee drop towards my right foot and then pick it up. I'm not expecting my left knee to be touching my right foot, it's just towards, and then I bring it back up. And as I drop my left knee towards my right foot, I'm reaching my left knee away from its hip. So you get a nice length through the thigh and also through the side of your waist. So find your own pace. Might even feel good just to stay here for a few breaths. Or not, or keep moving. A couple more times. Next time I bring my left knee up, I'm going to bring my left foot back in line with its sit bone. Staying on the same leg, I'm going to let my knee fall to the side, and this time I'm going to slide my leg to straight. I'm going to turn it inwards, an internal rotation, slide the heel in, and then repeat that. Leg falls to the side, slide the leg to straight, turn the toes inwards, and bring it back in. So it's a smooth, flowing movement. I'm not picking the foot up at all. All the time it's sliding.
So it's not weight bearing on the hip. Just really following it with your awareness, your sensitivity. I'm going to stay with the same leg, and that's next time it comes straight, I'm going to do the same movement but in the reverse direction. The leg goes out to the side. As I bring it up and slide it to the straight, let the knee drop in towards the centre line of your body. That way you get both the internal and external rotation of the thigh and the hip socket. Just notice your breath. Next time this leg is straight, I'm going to leave it straight, flex the ankle by pulling the toes forwards towards the knee, reach that leg out and bring my other knee into my chest. And find here my breath. Feel your breathing. We're going to take this into a twist. So if, like me, you've got your left leg straight, you're going to bring your left hand on your right knee, your right arm out to the side. I'm going to breathe in, and as I, on the breath out, take our bent leg, right leg over towards the left. As I breathe in, I'm going to release. So I'm going to move in and out. Breathe out. You can turn your head and breathe in. Head and knee come back together. So just working with what feels appropriate for your body. You can just keep moving in and out, or you might choose the final time to stay there. Take a few breaths. And we release out. And just for a moment, extend your legs. See what you've got there. We'll do all that on the other side. So we're going to bend up our legs and we're going to start to let the right knee fall to the side and pick it up. Falls to the side and you pick it up. I'm not dropping my left knee to the side. It will move a little bit, but my focus is just on the right leg. I can feel my pelvis tipping. And you might support this movement with the breath. On one phase of the breath, the leg falls to the side. On the other, you pick it up. Or not, you might just let the breath just flow naturally. Not kind of intentionally coordinate breath and movements. They don't have to be all the time. I'm moving, I'm going to move my right leg out to the right and drop my right knee into my left foot. This is really great if you've been running or walking or cycling. And it's nice to, it can feel really good to reach the right knee into the space beyond it so you get length through your side body, your waist. Maybe staying there a few breaths. Okay, and then you bring your right foot back in line with its own sit bone and the sliding movement where we let our knee fall to the side, slide the leg to straight. Turn the whole foot leg inwards and slide it in. Smooth, fluid. Like stirring cream. When you're ready, you're going to reverse the direction. And then next time the moving leg is straight, you leave it there, flexing the ankle, and let the other knee come in. Hold the shin, or you can hold the back of the thigh. Focus on the straight leg, pressing the thigh down and reaching the foot away. This is going to encourage the psoas muscle on the straight leg side to release. That's the muscle that attaches your leg to your spine, and will probably be quite sort of activated when we're agitated or frightened or anxious. It's part of the fight-flight system, readying us to flee or fight. So releasing here. For the twist, keep your opposite hand on the bent knee. If you're with me, with your bent leg is the left leg, left arm out. And I'm going breathing out into the twist, breathing in, releasing. Move in and out of it, or you can just stay there in the twist. When you're ready to come out, let you release onto your back. Just let your body do what it wants to do. It might be extend your legs, you might want to knees to chest, you might even want to roll off his back onto your sides. Just take a moment wherever your body takes you. Maybe just noticing, how are you now? What's with you? Feel the earth, solid earth under you. And maybe you just bringing to mind the others practicing with us. Here I am in my room in Manchester, and I know that you are all out there, lots of you in Scotland and other places as well, just holding that connection. So we'll do a little bit of shaking. I'm going to bring my knees in. I'm going to take my legs up, and let's go back to a little bit of this shaking that we were doing earlier. So I'm going to relaxing as much as I can, my ankle joints, my knees, my wrists, my elbows. You can give it your breath, a bit of noise. And you might want to make it really vigorous. You might feel cool to really shake out. Or not, so feel what feels appropriate. The other thing that can be really nice is to put a bit of rolling in. So you roll to your side and you see what this arm, this leg, this hip wants to do. You roll to your back, to your other side. There's a few more breaths shaking, so if there's a bit of vigorous shaking, just really let your body have it. Okay, and then to let it all just go to the floor. Feel the sensation in your body. So the more we can anchor our awareness in the sensations in our body, the more we're able to ground and calm and hold our fears and anxieties and not fall into panic and overwhelm. So let's see, let's do a bit for the shoulders. So this is, I'm going to do this, I need to be on my back, you need to be on your back for this, and it's up to you whether you want to have your legs extended or your legs bent. Do what is most comfortable for your back. You're going to take one arm up in the air, and imagine you've got threads on your fingertips. So you're like a puppet and you've got these strings or threads on your fingertips, and your puppeteer is going to pull you up towards the ceiling or the sky. So you're lifted up and then you release down. And again, you're pulled up and you're dropped or released down. So you're just repeating that in your own pace. I'm going to suggest you breathe in as you're pulled up. Breathe out as you release down. You can give it some sound if you wish. 2 or 3 more times. Okay, same arm, you're just going to give it a little shake, the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder. And then opposite action. So it's like your thread is now attached on the back of your shoulder and you actually pull down. So you press quite firmly the back of your shoulder into the floor and then let it go. So I like to breathe out as I press down and I breathe in to release. This is really great for releasing tension in the muscles around our upper back. So a couple more times. And then give it a shake. Shake out your arm, shake out your elbow. Just see where your arm wants to go. When you've done enough of that, you'll lay your arm on the floor. If you're even about 45 degrees from your body, you'll be able to compare the two sides. So we can notice how the side we've been moving probably rests and sits on the floor a little different to the other side. I notice for me that the contact feels more spread out, firmer. I've got tingling all the way down my arm. Just the side that I've moved feels more connected. So I'm going to bring up my other arm and I'm tugged up and released down, pulled up and down. A few more times. Give it a shake. You can let the arm go a little bit crazy. And then bring it up again. So the arm's just vertically in line with the shoulder, and then I'm pressing down. I'm breathing out as I press down, breathing in as I release. Couple more times. Give it a shake. You can bring the other arm up, shake out both arms. See where you can take your hands without particularly moving your back off the floor, but just see where the arms can go, where the hands can go. And then from there, rest your arms. Pause again. So we're going to have a bit of a lying twist as our final one. I'm going to show you here. I'm going to have a little bit more height under my head for the blanket. And I'm going to lie on my side with my knees together, my feet together, my thighs in line with my hips. So it's like a side lying chair or a right angle. You might just want to watch briefly and then follow. So I'm going to do two movements, I think. I'm going to slide the arm forwards and back. So it's a hand's length. And I'm moving, massaging the shoulder, the moving arm. The second movement, I take the arm out, and then I let the elbow bend, and I'm going to pour my upper back into the floor, lifting my leg probably. And I peel the hand away to the shoulder, lift the shoulder, and slide back along. So hopefully just that little visual gives you enough. So you come onto your side. You want to have enough support under your head so there's an evenness on your neck. The top side of the neck, not longer than the underneath side. Knees together, feet together. Maybe before you begin the movement, just feel your breath. Feel the weight of your head and your pelvis. Feel the ground under you, taking your weight. And when you're ready, you start to slide, hand's length. Don't resist the temptation to bend your elbow here. So you have to move from the shoulder and shoulder blade on this top moving side. Your head will roll a little bit. It can be nice when you slide forwards to turn and press your forehead into the blanket. So all of these practices can support us to move from the overwhelm of our aroused limbic system and back into our frontal cortex of our brain, which is a place where we can kind of make calm, wise choices and decisions with a perspective, a wise perspective. So I'm going to move into the second version where I'm going to take my hand out, and then as I draw it back, I'm bending the elbow, sliding across my collarbones, top of my lungs, putting that moving shoulder down on the floor. So I want to fully release the weight of both arms. Notice how I've got my leg lifted. And I'm going to peel the hand away to my shoulder, lift my elbows, slide back along. And then I go again, pouring into the earth, peeling away. You might want to stay here for a while, breathe. Take the breath in into your belly. If there's tension, tightness, anxiety there, breathe into it. Even kind of press the belly out. So you move into the tension. With your inhale, releasing on the exhale. Last little while on this first side. Wherever you want to be with it. And then when your hands come together, pause. And then make the easiest transition onto your other side. So I'm rolling onto my back, and then I'm going to roll onto my other side. And knees together, feet together, spine long. So I'm not curled in the fetal position. My front and back, body and spine are long, equal length. Feeling my breath, weight on the ground. And start to slide my hand forwards and back. Moving the shoulder and shoulder blades. Feeling the roundness on the back of your skull. Once you've seen what you're doing, you can let your eyes rest, close them. Let your eyes rest towards the back of your head. When you're ready to take it into the On the second movement, let the elbow bend as you pour your upper body into the floor. Oh. So I'm not hovering with my shoulder off the floor. I don't want to hang in my ligaments. Yeah. So I'm lifting the top leg so that my moving arm, I can really bring the whole arm from the shoulder onto the ground. You might even need to lift your leg higher. I'm just showing that now. Yeah, you might be there. Let your hand, feel the contact of your hand across your chest, across your collarbone. And then contact sliding. And you might want to stay there in this open part of the movement, breathing into your belly. Resting, releasing, grounding on the exhale. When you're ready to release, coming back onto your side. And then finally we're going to come onto our back and just see, is there anything else your body wants? We're going to have some time just to lie, rest quietly. So anything your body wants, you might want to do some rocking, some shaking. And then set yourself up to lie quietly. So possibly on your back. It's also fine to lie on your front or your sides. You might want to put a blanket over you, be warm. And as you settle yourself, hopefully you can feel that the quality of your embodiment, your energy, feels different from the practice that we've done. I hope that you feel a little bit calmer, a little bit more grounded, a bit more anchored. There still may be agitation, fear, anxiety. That's okay. We're all going to experience them, and these are tools to help us to hold them. Not get rid of them, but to hold them. Fear, of course, is a natural emotion when we're in danger. You may want to have your hands on your body. Let your whole body settle and rest into the floor. Feel your bones. Let your bones settle and rest into the floor. And let's take the breath out as an anchor. You might go back to just gently sighing out through your mouth. Releasing the weight of your pelvis. Releasing the weight of your legs, the bones of your legs, all the way down to your feet. Releasing the weight of the bones of your spine.
Releasing the weight of your shoulders and shoulder blades. Releasing the weight of your arms, the bones of your arms. The bones, the tiny small bones of your hands and fingers. Releasing the weight on the back of your head, or whatever part of your head is on the ground. The back of your skull, if you're on your back. And feel yourself here, the physicality of your body. Feel gravity pulling your weight, pulling your bones, the earth elements in your body, leaning into the earth. And as you rest here, just seeing if we can bring a sense of care, kindness, tenderness. So there's been a poem, you might have heard it already, that's been kind of going around. I don't know, you may or may not have heard it. So you are about to now anyway, and you probably will again, but it's just been written recently by somebody in Ireland called Richard Hendrick. And it's called Lockdown. So I'm going to read it and just let the words kind of seep into you. Lockdown. Yes, there is fear. Yes, there is isolation. Yes, there is panic buying. Yes, there is sickness. Yes, there is even death. But they say that in Wuhan, after so many years of noise, you can hear the birds again. They say that after just a few weeks of quiet, the sky is no longer thick with fumes, but blue and grey and clear. They say that in the streets of Assisi, people are singing to each other, across the empty squares, keeping the windows open so that those who are alone may hear the sounds of family around them. They say that in a hotel in the west of Ireland, they are offering free meals and delivery to the housebound. Today, a young woman I know is busy spreading flyers with her number through the neighbourhood so that the elders may have someone to call on. Today, churches, synagogues, mosques and temples are preparing to welcome and shelter the homeless, the sick and the weary. All over the world, people are slowing down and reflecting. All over the world, people are looking at their neighbours in a new way. All over the world, people are waking up to a new reality, to how big we really are, to how little control we really have, to what really matters, to love. So we pray and we remember that yes, there is fear, but there does not have to be hate. Yes, there is isolation, but there does not have to be loneliness. Yes, there is panic buying, but there does not have to be meanness. Yes, there is sickness, but there does not have to be disease of the soul. Yes, there is even death, but there can always be a rebirth of love. Wake to the choices you make as to how you live now, today. Breathe. Listen behind the factory noise of your panic. The birds are singing again. The sky is clearing. Spring is coming. And we are always encompassed by love. Open the windows of your soul, and though you may not be able to touch across the empty square, sing. So feel yourself there, your whole body, your breath, your heart, the world around us. Let's send our practice out, share it in our imagination, in our hearts, with everyone, and particularly with those that are unwell, those that are helping. So all our doctors and nurses, all the people that keep the hospitals going, cleaners, ambulance drivers, to all the people that are, probably all sorts of people doing essential jobs that we probably don't even quite know what they are, and all the people that are helping us to get food and things, people working in supermarkets, working really hard and putting themselves at risk. So let's just really share it out. And Tara Brach in her talk said, may love go viral. May love go viral. So we're nearing the end of our practice time. You might just want to stay there and rest, and that's absolutely fine. Or you might want to slowly find some movements, fingers, toes. So just really listening to what your body needs now. Hopefully I have recorded this, so if you want to do the practice again, that it's available to you. I'm going to stop recording it now and unmute you, but I'm going to stop.